All right, Kombat Konvo, you know what it is, man. We back at it once again, up in here. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we're continuing with the Vince McMahon saga. The saga continues with Vince McMahon. so,
Yeah.
some new developments have come out, and if you want to elaborate, my good brother, go ahead. Let me put this
All right,
controls
so
on me.
Pete, this is what has transpired thus far um, with Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So, um, as y'all must know, um, it seems like the company was already brought by Saudi Arabia. Uh, Now, the Saudi people are the people that I believe that WWE has done business with in the past as far as the Crown Jewel events, the Crown Jewel pay-per-views and stuff like that. So what ended up happening was that the Saudi people have this funding that they use, and they struck interest in WWE. So what happened was they decided that they was going to buy the company, and that's what the rumor was, that the Saudi people had already had brought WWE. But that rumor was false, so they say. You know what I'm saying? So take this with a grain of salt. So they say. The rumor is false and WWE was not brought, but they were in negotiation. That's what was said.
Okay.
Now, moving forward with all that's going on, Vince McMahon had returned to the company. He took his place as far as the CEO, and he moved his daughter out the way. In fact, he told her to leave. Now, that's not probably what he actually said to her, but I mean, in layman's terms, if you just put that together, basically told her, nah, daughter, you can take a back seat. Daddy's home. I'm going to do this now. So that's what she did. Took the back seat. She stepped down. She put a letter out on Twitter, which is viewable and you can see for yourself. But if you have not seen it, I have it, and I can definitely show you. So she put a letter out, put a statement, whatever, stating that she was happy to be a part and blah blah blah, whatever. We don't need to get into all that, but that's what she put out. So then moving forward, you know what I mean, while this is still stirring up and transpiring, whatever, uh, other things happen in the process. Vince also got rid of 3 people. I guess they were members of the board, so he got rid of them. Now they got fired. There ain't no way of putting it. They got fired. He may not been able to fire his daughter. He just told his daughter to step aside, which is still firing. But those other 3 or 2 or whatever, they got fired. They out of there. See you. Go home. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your whatever. You're out of there. So they're gone. Now moving forward, after all that, we get into these other things. These other things like a lawsuit that's being filed by the board. There's a lawsuit against Vince, and in the lawsuit, it's stating that Vince is bullying and Vince is using his power, which is true, to move himself back into his seat, which is exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way of putting it. That's exactly what he did. There's no other way of putting it. You know what I'm saying? We could try to
Get out the
sugarcoat it.
way.
We could try to downplay it. We can try and say what we want. Oh
Vince
no, that's not what he did.
McMahon.
But he owns it anyway. But nah, man, that's what he did. Because if that was the case, you know what I'm saying, why wait until now just to do all this when you could have just done this months and months ago? That's what he did. So lawsuit was filed against him, and now we're here in limbo trying to figure out what's going to happen next. The fans are in the outrage, you know what I'm saying, because there's a lot of wrestlers on that roster that I don't know, because of whatever reason, they don't want to work for the Saudi people. In fact, you might as well say a good portion of the roster don't want to. I don't know what their reasons are. You know what I mean? I kind of figure what the reasons are, but you know what I'm saying? That's not for our, you know what I mean, to discuss. You know what I mean? That's for a different story, different day. You know what I mean? But as far as right now, a lot of them don't want to work for the company because of certain reasons, and we're here now trying to figure out what's going to happen next. So,
hey man, can you really say? I know you like to be optimistic, but you can't really say nothing to the man. It's really, what can you do? Like, Vince McMahon is in a position where he's been doing this before we was born. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't understand the business of wrestling. Obviously, and not to downplay your thoughts or anybody else's thoughts, but obviously he knows what he's doing to this point where they got to this point. You know what I'm saying? Him putting himself back in the chair. I see something wrong with that. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I think that people really don't want Vince to be involved anymore, or at least they don't want him to be involved in the how would I say, in the limelight. If he's involved, it's like somebody making your food at the fast food restaurant. You don't want to see how they make it. You just want it to be good. So I'm thinking that that's how the fans are with Vince McMahon. He had his
it's
time.
not just that. It's not just not to cut you off. It's not just that. The thing is, man, Vince is out of touch. You understand? Vince is out of touch. The system that he used 10, 15, 20 years ago, it don't work now. You know what I'm saying? Because the athletes are different, the wrestlers are different, the whole style, the whole complexion of a professional wrestler is different. That golden era style of wrestling, which we all love, because we came from that golden era. Me and you came from that golden era of wrestling. That's how we started watching wrestling. That's what we fell in love with. But that doesn't work now. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't map out wrestlers like that no more. You have to try different strategies. There's different things that you have to go through in order to create a new wrestler, a new athlete, a new star, a new larger than life figure. It's harder now because the thing is with wrestlers, if they can't cut a good promo, they can wrestle their ass off. You know what I'm saying? If they can't wrestle their ass off, they can cut a good promo. If they can't do neither, they can sell well. It's different now. Back in the
But
day,
you gotta understand, like, you gotta understand, this guy Vince, although you may disagree with it, how he runs things, again, you don't know what he does behind the scenes. We don't, like, I'll put it to you like this. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate, right? We don't really know what Vince does behind the scenes. He could be the one writing all this stuff and telling people what to do. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Vince McMahon is an excellent propagandist. He's been doing WWE stunts forever. I'm talking about to the point where you think shit is actually real. To the point some stunts was actually real. i.e. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this. You never know. This could just be a ploy to get everybody to be active again looking at the WWE. This is the type of shit he's into. He loves controversy.
It's
Vince
true.
McMahon loves controversy. If he got rid of his daughter, he's gonna use that as controversy. You know what I'm saying?
True.
To get people to look at the WWE again. And we talk. I mean, we done had what three subjects on Vince already. He
True.
has
You're
the
right.
most. Vince
You're
has the
right.
most episodes on our show. You know what I'm saying? So
You're
obviously he
absolutely
knows what he's doing to keep this shit going. Now, is he down with the nuance? Maybe not. But I believe that everybody thinks they have the greatest ideas when it comes to a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like us, we think we have better ideas than these guys. And I'm saying we don't. We might do. But in his eyes, he's looking at it like, well, I've been doing this for 50, 60, 70 years. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna keep you engaged. Trust the process type of shit, right? And we disagree. We like, nah, Vince, we want to see some dream matches. We want to see this. And he says in his head, well, that's really not gonna work because this person and this person and this person and analytics doesn't match up and this, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that this could you we just gotta wait to see because Vince McMahon is very good at spinning shit. He's like a
right.
mastermind of that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he's gonna do as far as selling the WWE. Me personally, I don't think that he's gonna come back to sit in the chair just to sell the company. That's possible, but I don't think that. I think maybe like 2 more years he might sit. But again, I was telling you before, this stuff takes time. It's not like he could just sell. WWE is that's an entity. That's something that is connected to a lot of different contracts, a lot of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he sells the WWE. That means that anything that he had to deal with on other TV programs, if he has to deal with toys, if he has to deal with cable networks, if he has to deal with vitamins, mineral water, all that shit has to come into play because if he has contracts with all these different companies, he can't just say, "Well, I'll sell WWE." They have to negotiate all of those contracts from all of those
Right.
companies that he is involved with. You know what I'm saying? Unless when he did negotiate, he said, "Well, if we sell the company, blase blah blase blah." But I don't think that companies move like that because if somebody says if we sell the company 9 times out of 10, you'd be like, "Well, I'm not gonna join you because you might sell the company." You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that with the thing with Vince, I'm thinking that because y'all take it, I take it differently than y'all. Y'all take it a little more personal than me. I take it a little more business than y'all. So y'all take it as like you and the other boy that was on the show, um, that was on the TikTok episode on the TikTok. Y'all take it more like even my brother, even Willie B. Y'all take it personal with Vince. Y'all say he's coming back. He's gonna fuck everything up, and it's like, nah. Why he got like I look at it like, well, obviously it has to be some type of business move because Vince don't move without doing no business, whether it's positive or negative business. He don't move without business. He's been doing business for a long time, and I'm sure he's gonna continue to do it. But the WWE being sold, that's kind of like it's kind of like AT&T being sold, or that's kind of like Disney being sold. This is a company that's been around for over 100 years, I think. So it's not like oh well, we could just sell and that's it. Nah, it's gonna take at least a year, and you'll know because it's gonna be in the process. But with that being said, is it gonna be sold under construction, or is it gonna be sold and it shuts down for a year and then they come back? You know what I'm saying? Because
Well, Well, they can't. Well, honestly, if you're speaking in those terms, I mean, they can't. They're not going. They can't. When you saying down, do you mean like the whole company shut down, no WWE for a year, or do you mean down as in like certain things that they
No,
have
I'm
structured in place?
saying this is what I'm saying. If Vince McMahon is truly selling the company off, and whoever's he's selling it to says, "Listen, all production stops," he has to stop all production. If that's if not the contracts, but if they say all productions has to stop, you know what I'm saying? Or if he says, "Listen, we're going to continue on until this deal is done with," because most likely companies don't stop. You know what I'm saying? They keep going, they keep rolling. But I'm thinking that when I say stop, when I say under construction, I mean like as they go on, they do different things with the other company. Other company slides in, starts saying, okay, the new owner comes out. You know what I'm saying? And he explains himself to the crowd. And then you're like, you know what I'm saying? And then something happens. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's what I mean
Yeah,
by under construction. Now,
yeah,
stopping, I don't agree. I don't think that the WWE would completely
yeah.
stop.
That definitely, as far as that, they're definitely not going to stop programming and whatever like that. But if you're speaking in those terms, then that's definitely going to take effect. We're not even going to hear or see that. By the time we hear or see that, everything's going to be already done.
Let
You
me
know what I'm
ask you
saying?
this. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what would you rather have? If you only can choose out of the two, not I ain't talking about Triple H. Out of the two, would you rather have Vince running the company, or would you rather have the Saudis running the company?
Well, here's the thing, right? All right, so if the Saudis brought WWE, Vince is going to run the company. You understand what I'm saying?
So you saying
They're
okay?
not,
So you saying they're gonna be the majority of the shareholders. He's just gonna be. It's kind of like Smack with caffeine. Smack still runs URL, but caffeine owns URL.
yes. That's
So that's what you saying.
that's most likely what's going to take place. You know what I'm saying? The
Okay.
Saudis will own WWE, but Vince will still be the overseer until they see him not fit, because we cannot forget that he's still going through those situations with what he's being accused for. You
You
understand?
think so? You
So
think?
this,
Wait a minute. Hold up. So you think that Vince is going to sell the company and put himself in a position where they can get rid of him? No way. He's not doing that.
bro,
Nah, I
let
was
me tell you,
going. I highly doubt he does that.
bro.
Yeah.
How do we know? He probably already done it.
He
You know
that
what I'm saying?
Vince
Like
McMahon is
we
not
don't
gonna put
know.
himself. Vince McMahon is an alpha male. He's not gonna put himself in a position where
He,
they can fire him from the WWE. Then that's the
bro,
case. He might as well
it
he might
won't
as well
even
have just
be,
stepped down.
bro. It won't. Yo, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We technically don't know what he's going to do, right?
yeah,
But what we do know is that Vince is narcissistic, and he's a radical. And when I mean radical, I mean radical as in he'll do whatever it takes to get his way.
yeah.
So even if it means him basically harming his legacy to make sure that it's ran the way he see fit, or it's ran by people and not his own flesh and blood. That's exactly
But
what he's
wait a
going to do,
minute.
because
How
even
does that make sense though?
it don't make sense.
Now I'm saying, how does that like?
It
So
doesn't
why don't
make
he want
sense,
his
bro.
flesh and blood running it? He put his door. Didn't he
Bro,
put
it
in?
doesn't make sense, bro.
I
It
know what
doesn't
you're
make
saying,
sense.
but
But
no,
when
I get what you're saying. But I'm asking you,
mhm.
why don't he want his daughter to? Why? Something happened between his daughter, his son, and him?
Well, for one, Shane, far as I know, you know what I mean? Shane don't want nothing to do with wrestling right now. You understand what I'm saying?
But
Because if you look at family and you look at possessions and things like that, when when the parents retire and they move on, you know what I mean, and they go get their little retirement house or whatever, and they
Yeah.
go stay there, the children take over whatever they got. You know what I'm saying? The children inherit everything. Okay, so if we look at this whole situation, right? Shane is supposed to be next in line that's supposed to take all this, technically, right? But when you look at it, it does not happen that way. So if it doesn't happen that way for Shane, then Stephanie's supposed to be the one to take everything and do what she got to do, right? But as you can see, he done moved Stephanie out the way and said, get the stepping.
Wait a minute. Nah,
So
hold up. Just because he stepped her down out of the CEO position or the CFO position or whatever, she was the CEO. She wasn't CEO.
she was the one running the company with Nick Khan.
She was the CEO, or she was the CFO.
No, she was the CEO. She was running
Okay,
the
so
company with Nick Khan.
okay, so here's the thing. Now I can agree with you on this, right? There's a difference. You could be an owner and you could be a CEO. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get that confused. A lot of people think that the CEO is the owner. It's not.
No, it's not.
The owner is the owner. But but we talking about the WWE. They have to have a board. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a board. You have a CFO, CEO. You have the shareholders and the owner or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, even if he made his daughter step down, right? We don't know if personally he has a will or whatever. I'm sure that his kids, he's gonna leave his kids everything if he dies. There's no way anyone can tell me that Vince McMahon is not gonna leave his kids anything. There's no way. How did his daughter how's his daughter become a CEO?
She had to take it over.
Who put it there? Who put her there? Who put her there?
Huh?
Who put her there?
Well, of course she had to
okay, so if he put his daughter as the CEO, he could have chose another nigga. And his son was the CEO at one point too, right? His son was running the company at one point. Shane was.
I don't know. I don't know if his son was running the company. Like he had some position in the company, but I don't know if it was running the company. See, this is what I'm saying, right? This is exactly what I'm saying, right? Vince don't want nobody else to have position over him. You get what I'm saying?
You contradicted yourself.
No, he that's what he's good for, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. If you tell her, look, you said earlier, you said the Saudis wanted to buy the company. Put Vince McMahon.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, right? It's not even about the Saudis, bro.
Yeah.
It's about nobody else taking position but him. Even if it means selling the company off to a foreign country, yeah, you know what I mean? Just so then that way none of his family or whoever else takes position.
But wait,
that's what he's gonna do.
That's what you losing me
he
at.
He don't care, bro.
But that's what you losing me at. That's what you losing me at. Why would he? Why? That's the question I have for you. Why don't he want his family to have it?
Because he don't. Because he can't stand the fact that his family is doing a good job for 3 months, bro. For 3 months, most of the time we had no complaints about WWE programming for 3 good months, right? 3 good months. You mean to tell me he couldn't wait a whole year or two just to see how everything pans out before he decided to make his diabolical plan? He couldn't even wait 3 months,
no, bro. Come on. You really said, you really telling me this right now? You're telling me that Vince McMahon has a diabolical plan to overthrow his family so they won't be successful without him?
Bro, Vince is on Vince is on that pink. Vince is on that pinky in the brain type.
Oh, get the fuck out! Get out of here, yo! Come on, man! I can't believe this. Like,
listen, man,
this is crazy,
listen, bro. It's right in front of our face.
Come on, bro.
I told you this the other day. It's right in front of our face.
I don't know about this. I don't know. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know that Vince McMahon is that he's that diabolical that he will sabotage his family's legacy just so they won't have the
Bro, he's
company.
already doing it though.
How?
Bro, you should see it for yourself.
Where? What is he doing to that? What is he doing? He's just doing stuff y'all don't like. But he deliberately sabotaging people. What was Stephanie's statement? Did she come out and say, hold up. Did Stephanie come out and say, yeah, my dad ain't shit. And he really
ain't gonna come out and say that, man.
What? Okay, so what you saying?
She don't want the family, bro. You and me both know. Listen. You and me both. All right, let's put ourselves in this scenario, right?
Yeah.
You and me both know, right? All right, if you got respect for your parents, right? Me and you brothers, right?
Yeah.
If we got respect for our parents, right? But we know our parents be up to no good, right? Mainly our father, right? Mainly our
up to
father,
no good, like what?
He ain't up to no good. He ain't up to no good. Or
you said the other day. Not even
say no good.
Yeah.
Because not even say no good, but I would say as far as what he's doing with the companies that he's inhabited, right?
Yeah.
We know he ain't doing what he's supposed to do, right? So then we step in after all these controversy, we try to harness everything and get everything back in motion, right?
Yeah.
He goes away for 3 months, says he's retired, then comes back into the picture, bumps us out the way, and then steps right back into his seat. You know what I'm saying?
But why did he do that?
We don't know. We don't know behind the scenes. That's not what's not being said, because they're protecting him. If she really wanted to expose her dad, she would have already did it, bro. They're protecting him.
Expose him for what? What are you going to expose?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so look.
Bro, there's a lot of things that's going on with him. They're not going to say.
Listen, bro, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this very clear. There are people in this world that are untouchable.
So
Vince McMahon.
Like Vince is untouchable?
Wait a minute. Vince McMahon is one of those people. He's untouchable. The reason why he's untouchable is because he has employed so many people. There's a couple of people that are, and he's one of those guys in that room. He's untouchable. His name rings bells. His face, his face is wrestling. Now,
you're right.
I'm saying whether he paid people, because y'all saying, I don't understand how y'all found out that he gave people hush money, because they don't supposed to say nothing. If they got hush money, bro, they're supposed to be quiet about it.
Found out. It's all over the news.
I don't know how they found out if somebody's supposed to be quiet. It's supposed to be a secret.
Bro, that's my thing.
Yeah.
He's just as many people as we say that he helped, he also faulted just as many, bro. So there's gonna be one or two people.
Wait a minute. No, there's no way you're gonna say. You can't say that. Maybe you misspoke. You're not telling me that Vince McMahon, he hurt more people he hurt the same amount of people he helped? I don't believe that.
Bro, they say it's not even for us to judge, bro. It's already out there.
Who's saying this? Who's saying this? Some disgruntled employees?
The tabloids, everything.
The tabloids. Bro, get out of here. Get out of here.
Bro, we don't have to listen. As much. Look, this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing, man. Let me pan down a little bit. This is the thing, right? We all have a special kindness for Vince in our heart because of what he brought to us. Listen,
really?
We all have a special kindness in our heart for what Vince brought to us when we were kids, all the way up till now. But it ain't about that no more.
What is it
ain't
about?
About that no more. Because for one, that was years ago. We're talking about right now, right?
What has he done recently that's special?
We both admitted that we were Vince fanboys back when we were kids, all the way up to teens, all the way up to young adulthood. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when we just kind of kind of slipped away. You understand? But it's not about that no more, bro. Like, it's not about that. You know what I mean? We're in a different era. You understand? And Vince has not properly transitioned to that era. He's
According
still
to
stuck.
who? According to who?
It's
You
still,
can't tell the architect.
according to
Wait a minute.
everybody,
Wait a
bro.
minute.
You
Wait
can
a
look
minute.
at.
Hold up. Hold up. You can't tell the architect how to move. They created it. How can you tell him? How can you tell? So you telling me that because me personally, I understand what you're saying, but I'm under the impression that because these other wrestling leagues doing something different and they're doing something the way they're doing it, that's the reason why they're there. The WWE is doing something this way. This is the reason why they're there. That's how I look at it. Is it? I mean, I don't know how viewership is. Do the other wrestling leagues get more views than WWE? Even when WWE is doing a bunch of
Bro, at one
nonsense?
okay, so at one time, AEW was beating WWE in viewership, bro. At one
On what?
time.
On what? Monday Night Raw or SmackDown?
It was okay, all right, so when AEW first came out, right? AEW was the hottest thing on the block, right? They first came out, they was on fire. They was killing everything. They was putting on matches we ain't never seen before. They was integrating with other promotions and doing dream matches, stuff that we never
But let
even
me
thought
ask you
would happen
something.
in a million gazillion
Let me ask
years.
you something.
Hmm?
Let me ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's the stars over there? Where they come from?
What, AEW?
Yeah.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that, man.
Yeah, where they come from?
Don't do that, man.
Where they
All
come
right, so
from?
all right, we gonna
Okay,
go there.
so
All
that's
right,
what I'm
I'm gonna go there
saying.
with you.
So
I'm
they
gonna go there
even
with you, man.
look. This is what I'm saying. So
I'm
even
gonna go there with you. I'm gonna go there with you. Okay.
look,
All
I'm
right, I'm gonna
saying
go there with
they
you.
came.
Okay,
You
okay,
got a
okay.
bunch of
I
stars
see
who
what you're
came from
doing.
the WWE. They
I
so
see
when
what
you say
you're
viewership,
doing.
everybody's gonna go to the stars that came from the WWE. It ain't like it's not like AEW came out of nowhere with a bunch of new people that no one ever heard of, and they was putting on these spectacular matches because I think they have some better matches. They were putting on these spectacular matches, and then everybody said, you know what? Fuck WWE. We gonna go watch these guys. No, what was it? Braun Strowman or whoever, Wyatt, one of them brothers or whoever, and I don't really know, but people was moving from the WWE and they'll go right to there, and it's like, oh, and it's like a big thing when a superstar, it could be a mid-tier superstar, come to one of those wrestling, they come in with a grand entrance, they're like, oh my God, it's Rob Van Dam! Oh my God! We just see Rob Van Dam a million times in WCW, WECW, and WWE. We done seen him a million times, but when he goes to a new wrestler, it's like he's reborn again. Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett? Like, come on, bro. Jeff Jarrett? Hey, I like Jeff Jarrett when I was younger. I thought he was pretty good. But Jeff Jarrett, now, this is where I can agree with you at. I don't know if Triple H was trying to bridge that gap and say, you know what, let's integrate with and have these matches. Because if you talking like
Triple H
that,
was, bro. Triple
I
H
don't
was.
know.
He
I don't know.
already,
I'll take your word for it. But if he was like, if we talking like that, then I can understand why you would say you don't want Vince to come back because
bro. He
that's what people
already
want.
was doing it. He always doing. All right, so this is why I said let me tell you a few things. All right, so all right, let me go back to this. All right, so Daniel Bryan, right? Daniel Bryan's contract,
WWE.
it was WWE, right?
Yes.
His contract ran out. You know, they were trying to renegotiate. Now, in that time, Vince was still in his seat. They wanted Daniel Bryan to stay. They said we'll give you anything that you want. You know what Triple H was saying? You know what Vince wanted to do? Because Triple H convinced them to do it. They were going to let Daniel Bryan wrestle for New Japan and WWE, bro, at the same time. Just like they're doing right now with Carl Anderson from the BC. the Bullet, well, the OC, the WWE's version of the Bullet Club, just like they're doing with Carl Anderson right now. How many wrestlers do you know that wrestle for WWE and still can go to another promotion and put on a match? Carl Anderson was just wrestling in New Japan, bro. New Japan's a whole different promotion, man. At the same time, New Japan has business relations with AEW, big business relations. They always are throwing matches together with one another. You let a WWE guy, I'm not even calling him W, you let another wrestler go to another promotion, wrestle a match, and then come back to your promotion. They're already doing it, bro. It just don't seem like they're doing it. It don't seem
But
like
but
it,
but
but they
but
already
but let
doing
me
it.
let me interject. The WWF did that already. Maybe that's what it is.
They did that already, but
A
they
couple
did
of
that
times they
already.
did it with
But
they
that
did it
was
with
back.
WCW too. They did that.
But not well. You
Ric
could say
Flair
that.
came.
You could say New
Ric
Japan.
Flair came to WWE. He was still in WCW when he came to WWE. Ric Flair.
Bro, yeah, but this is what I'm saying is that what I'm saying was that they didn't necessarily have business relations, bro. It was I forgot how it went,
Yeah.
but I know what you're talking about. It was an episode or a show or whatever where Ric Flair, I believe he was still WCW champion or the WWE champ or whatever,
No, he was
and he
WCW.
appeared and
He
he
came. He
appeared.
came. He came. He came. I think it was. I think. I don't know who was fighting. I think it was Shawn Michaels or Hulk Hogan or somebody was fighting in WWE, and he came to the event. Nature Boy with his garment on and everything. Walked down to the ring. I remember that, and he was still
Yeah, I'm not.
WCW.
I'm not talking about that. I know what you're talking about. What I was talking about was there was a show where they was doing an interview, right?
Yeah.
And he was still technically either the WWE champ or no, he was a WCW champion, I believe. If I'm wrong, I know I'll be corrected in the comments. But he was a WCW champion. He came to WWE and he was getting interviewed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Heenan was sitting there. All this was WWE, and he still had the big gold belt on. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So that wasn't even that. That just happened out of spite. You know what I mean? Because they were still going at it with one another. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm
I will say this. I will say this about wrestling, and I find this very interesting when it comes to wrestling. Right, no matter what happens, all the superstars bounce around from all these other leagues. Right, because you still have your because basically let's just be clear here. WWF and WCW, the Monday Night Wars was the greatest times of our life when it comes to that. Right, because I used to
yes.
have two TVs on. You know what I'm saying? It was unbelievable on
Mm-hmm.
both parts. I believe
Mm-hmm.
when the WWF took over, I don't know if it was a hostile takeover. No, I think Time Warner just sold it. They just sold it to and then WWF took it over. They were trying to stop it because they said it was a monopoly, but Vince McMahon said it's not a monopoly because there's other wrestling organizations. You can't just say it's a monopoly. So when they took over WCW, they had Buff Bagwell and everybody came over. Booker T, I think Booker T was the only one that really started shining. And Sting, that's another person we need to talk about. We need to talk about Sting because I think a lot of
Yeah, but
yeah.
not to cut you off, but what happened after a year or two, maybe like 2.5 years, 3 years? What happened?
What do you mean?
What happened to WCW? What happened to WCW
What do you
that
mean?
we all know that? What happened? What happened? Like what? Vince brought the company, right? He brought WCW. What happened? And let's not forget, he brought ECW too. He had ECW on his wing. In fact, he had ECW under his wing, and nobody even knew he had ECW on his ring. Only people that knew he had ECW under his wing was Paul Heyman. That was it. He was funding ECW. That's how that's how all those matches that we seen with Jerry the King Lawler fighting Tommy Dreamer and all, they had business relations
Yeah,
way
but what you
before.
said? Oh, so you said I guess you said what happened to WCW? What do you mean by that?
Okay, he killed it. He brought
No,
it
what do you
and then
mean?
he
He no,
destroyed it.
bro. Yeah, here's the thing. He didn't want it. Couldn't the WCW couldn't coexist with WWF? It couldn't because
Exactly.
look, you know
So why
why?
would you
You know
buy the
why?
company? Why?
He
But
brought
why would you
because he
buy
brought.
it?
Well, it wasn't that he. You can't look. That's another thing. If me and you are businessmen, right? And we have, let's say, we selling cell phones, and we have the best. We have. I would say we have some of the best cell phone, and then the other company has some of the best cell phone, but the other company, um, they kind of go out. They kind of like the person that owned them didn't want them no more. They didn't want the company no more. So they gave it away. They sold it. And Vince brought it at a good price or whatever he brought it for. And then he shut it down because he wanted to he didn't kill the company because he still kept the belts. He still kept everything. It wasn't like, oh, he just said, you know what? WCW is closed down. No, he brought all those wrestlers over to the WWF. I think one person it took time. I think Sting took time. I think he took time.
Sting didn't want to. Sting ended up going to TNA. Sting didn't want to come over.
But then
There was a
he
few
did
cats
come.
that didn't
He
want
never
to
came to
go.
WWE.
No, he came when he finally came. Bro, he came to WWE when he was past his prime,
But
bro.
no, that's
He
what I'm saying.
already
Look, I just said that. That's what I just said. I just said Sting was the only one that hesitated. Everybody else came. Buff Bagwell came to Monday Night Raw the first time. Then he quit the same night. He quit. He walked off. Walked out of the arena. I remember that. Booker T still was the champion, WCW champion. I don't know if they changed the name of the belt eventually, I guess.
nah. They just call it the world. They call it the world heavyweight title.
It was still WCW belt. So he
Yeah,
didn't really kill the company off per se. He just brought everybody in there. Who else? Who else? But to be honest with you, if you look back, all the wrestlers are not wrestling no more. All of them are done. Everybody from WCW and WWF. If you're talking about like older people like Jeff Jarrett and the other couple of people.
the people that are done, bro, are the people that didn't stay integrated with the changing of times, bro. The only person that really survived that whole entire era and that whole entire issue that was going on was Booker T. Booker T survived it because Booker T understood that things were changing. So he changed with it. That's when we talked about the spinner Rooney. He
But Booker
started
T
doing
was
all
friends.
these
But
other
Booker T
things.
became really good friends with Vince.
Yeah, he did that too. But what I'm saying was Booker T transitioned into the era of wrestling that you see right now. You know what I'm saying? He transitioned. A lot of those other wrestlers couldn't transition. Some of them just fell off. There were others that did transition, you understand, but they just didn't last as long as Booker T. Booker T's still working for the company today. If
Yeah,
Booker T wanted to lace his boots right now and say, I'm getting back in the ring, Booker T's in good enough shape to get back into the ring. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's what I mean. Like, we could mention that all day, but let's be for real, man. A lot of those wrestlers could not transition into what was taking place now. There was only a selective few, and we already who that
But
selective few
but
is.
yo, bro, they all old. They old.
Yeah, but you're right.
How
They
old is
are
Booker
old.
T?
I'm
Hey
not.
Siri, how old is Booker T?
Booker T is
He
57
57.
No, I'm not. But it's not. I'm not talking about age. I'm speaking in terms of basically right. When we talk about that era, you know what I mean. A lot of them when they came in,
Yeah.
they couldn't carry over into what was taking place with professional wrestling.
No, and I
Booker
get
T
that. I
did.
get that. I get that. What I'm saying to you is, I understand exactly what you're saying. I don't think they could adapt to the WWE, the WWF or WWE way of wrestling. I think Booker
Right.
T was a showman. I think Buff Bagwell also was a showman, but he didn't want to work for WWE. He walked out. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to work. But all the other ones, they came up. The Giant came over. He was big. The Big Show was big. Goldberg was big.
But he's one of the people that transitioned over. But
Wait. So who didn't transition over?
Here's the thing.
Besides,
Big
Dean
Show
Malenko
Big Show
transitioned over. Go ahead.
Technically, Big Show already had left before. He already was gone. So we can't even include him in that whole hostile takeover story.
But what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. Most of the wrestlers didn't come to WWF because they either didn't have, like Mongo McMichael wasn't coming, didn't have what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Then you had some of the ECW guys, but they already, Tommy Dreamer and Raven and all of them, they wasn't coming over. What's the dude? Rey Mysterio, the Rey Mysterio clone, the one that used to go like this.
What you mean? You mean the guy with the chair?
The Luchador dudes. They used to do.
Yeah, he's
the mask. He wore the mask too. He's like one of the greatest mask wrestlers too.
You talking about
the skeleton dude?
Yeah, I know. Hold on, it's in my head. I'm just trying to think. Damn. Yeah, he wrestles for MLW right now. Damn. Somebody in the comments just put his name in there because I know who he is. I know who you talking about.
But what I'm saying is all these guys that we're talking about didn't even come over. Who else was there? Hogan was already there. Hall and Nash was over with. Well, they actually came back. So Hall and Nash came back. NWO came back. But there's some wrestlers that never jumped ship. Shawn Michaels, never. You know what I'm saying? He was always WWE. A bunch of other people too. But what I'm saying is, all the stars that left, the big stars that left, came back. And they came back with a different persona. It wasn't the same when NWA was in WWF. It was still fire. But when they was in WCW, that was special. Yeah, that was incredible.
NWO definitely wasn't the same when they came into WWE because they had.
It was already established already.
Yeah, they are. The whole storyline with that was just weird. I mean, it started off pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seeing them in WWE, which we never thought we would ever see. Seeing that in WWE, it started off pretty good, but it started to look weird after a while. They started adding these different elements to it that didn't even make sense. Shawn Michaels was part of the NWO for a certain time span. Like, that was just weird. Like, I was like, huh? Like, you know what I mean? If it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I don't think they handled the NWO well. I think
when they came over to WWF, they didn't handle it well.
You know who else came to WWF? Eric Bischoff.
Well, he didn't come over right away. You know what I mean? Right away. He actually was let go, and then they brought him back. He brought and the thing was, Bischoff spoke about this. They brought it back because they were saying that Vince figured it was best for business. And Vince has a tendency to do that. And that's the one of the things that I respect him for, that he has a nag for. He don't care what happened with him or whoever in the past. If it was physical, not physical, business, whatever, he don't care. If he knows this is going to be good for television, if he knows it's going to be good for business, he's going to bring that person back in full form and put them in a position to be great. And he's done that with many people. But I ain't even talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because we know he's done that. We know he's good for that. We're just talking about the simple fact of what he's doing right now, and what he's doing right now is wrong.
What is he doing right now?
Bro, bro, he's destroying his own. He's destroying his own company from the inside out, bro.
How? He didn't fire. He fired 3 people that you don't even know who they are, and he's
Bro,
still the guy that ran it with him is still in
bro,
charge.
bro. He's creating, bro. His whole energy creates a hostile
Who said
environment
this?
within their work
Someone told you
within
this?
their workplace.
Someone
Huh?
said this? Someone said
No,
that?
this was not even said. This was put out there.
I'm
This was put out
saying. So
there in
how you know? How
paperwork.
you know that?
This was put out there in paperwork. Like we
So they
didn't
say,
have,
oh, this guy's
not someone had to
hostile.
say
I
it.
can't work with this motherfucker. He hostile. He comes in the room. He's tell me to sit down. Like I don't understand that. I don't
But
understand
it's
that.
not it, bro. It's not even for us to understand, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's not for us to understand. It's just for us to we see it, happening. You said it yourself. Like he's basically putting all the attention back. So we don't even. That's even a good point. We don't even know if this whole thing is real. It
Yeah.
seemed like it's real. We don't even know if it's real, bro. Let's
Yeah.
be for real. We don't even know if it's real. We don't know.
I think
We
he
don't
had.
know. This is
I think Vince has a really good way of making people believe that he's at the end of his rope. Like he does that a lot, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I done
but
see some of
but
the
this
stuff
one
he did. I'm
seems,
like, come on.
bro. This one, I mean, it does. This one seems pretty factual, but at the same time, it also looks like another episode of Young and the Restless. You feel me? Like it that it looks like that too. But
Yeah.
the only way we gonna find out the truth is if we just keep watching. That's what it is. Is right now it's just making for great TV. You know what I mean? Even though this is not televised stuff, but technically it is
Yeah.
because every time we turn around, something different is happening. It may not show up on TV at this moment, but eventually we're gonna see it we're gonna see the transparency on television because we're going to see how the wrestlers are moving. We're going to see it, and eventually somebody will make a statement. Look, I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with blah blah blah. The same way he did when Vince said he's going to step down. This is the same thing, man.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I don't know, man.
But
This is very interesting, man. Like we
but
definitely
the
went
one
over.
more
We
interesting
definitely,
is
yeah,
there's one more, and before we go, there's one more interesting element to this whole thing, right?
yeah.
So and and I was gonna wait to say, but let me just say it now because you know what I mean. So I was on Facebook, right, and I follow a lot of Facebook groups that do the dirt sheets, that do the news and stuff like that. And then I kind of just nibble and pick on what is real and what is fake. You understand what I'm saying? So I seen this little bit of information, and I don't know if it's real or if it's fake or not. I'm kind of like in between with it. So I seen this posting of and it said it was in the New York Times or New York Post, whatever they call it, right? And it said that the Khan family has struck an interest in buying WWE. The Khan family owns AEW wrestling, right? So they're saying the Khan family has interest in WWE. I don't know how true that is. I don't know, but that's what they said.
Who's the Khan family? Amir Khan?
Tony Khan, they own AEW.
Come on,
They
Amir
own the
Khan's
other
father?
promotion. Huh?
Amir Khan's father, the boxer?
Nah, Tony Khan's father. Tony Khan's father.
I
You say,
don't
all
know.
right, so you're not familiar with AEW like that. AEW is owned by the Khan family. The Khan family that owns all the football teams and whatnot. They own AEW,
Well,
which is overseen by the son, Tony Khan, who is the majority owner. But what I'm saying is that there's this posting that says that Tony Khan and his pops have struck an interest in AEW. I don't know how true. I mean, WWE. My fault. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said. So I came up to the theory like, if that was to happen, wrestling wise, that'd be off the hook. Wrestling wise, business wise, that will be no good. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Because business wise, right, it will fall. wrestling wise, it'll stand up to the top because we'll see all these matches that we always wanted to see. But business wise, I don't think it'll work out. So take it with a grain of salt because I don't know how true it is, but the posting is still out there and I have it. You know what I'm saying? So I could always, you know what I'm saying? I could always like, we can attach it to this video, you know what I'm saying? And then people can see for themselves. You know what I mean? It ain't a posting that I created. It's a posting that's actually was on Facebook and somebody posted it. Whether it was photoshopped, whether it wasn't, don't look like it was photoshopped to me. You know what I mean? And whoever did Photoshop it, they wasted a lot of time and energy putting it together, making it look that realistic.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You could take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I heard. But like I said, if that was to happen, wrestling wise, that would be crazy. Business wise, I don't think it'll work out. You know?
Yeah, I don't know too much about the Khan family. I know the boxing Amir Khan. I don't know. I know he.
Nah,
I don't
nah.
know.
You got just look up AEW and look up ownership of AEW, and then you'll get all your answers right there on who the family is. You
Hey man,
know.
the show went over 10 minutes, so it's pretty good. Though. I'm putting this whole episode out just like this. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
ain't breaking this one up. It's gonna be what it is. All right, man. Kombat Konvo. You know what it is, man. We out of here.
Yeah.